Hello, my name is Awilda Lopez, and I will be your instructor for your upcoming Mathematics Fully Online course. I have prepared this brief video to share my expectations of students, as well as share the expectations that students can have of me. First, I expect my students to manage their time very carefully, making sure to schedule the necessary hours to work in the course each day. Fully online courses do offer a ton of flexibility. However, they do require that students be very organized and that they schedule time to spend in the course. In particular, the first week of an online course can be exceptionally busy because in addition to starting the math content, students have to become familiar with the course and its format. Through experience, I can share that students who spend a few hours every day in the course are likely to be much more successful than students who try to spend many hours over fewer days. In other words, spreading out the time usually makes for better learning. Secondly, I expect my students to closely monitor and adhere to all course due dates, as there will be no extensions. If a student misses a quiz due date, the student will earn a 0 for that quiz without the opportunity to make up the missed assignment. The same is true for tests. We will have set test dates and students must complete those tests on the dates available. A student who misses a test will receive a 0 for that test without the opportunity to make that up. There are also no retakes, so you have to prepare for your assessments in advance to make sure that your performance matches your learning. On occasion, I will post courtesy reminders for upcoming due dates, but students should not rely on these courtesy reminders. Instead, students should be proactive in following the course schedule, which will be posted in advance of the beginning of the course, to know when due dates are and to make sure that assignments are submitted well in advance of those due dates. Third, I expect that students will read all class announcements and messages in Canvas from beginning to end. I take time to put together communications that will help students navigate the course and be successful. Therefore, I do expect students to read all of those announcements and messages, whether they be group messages or individual messages. Fourth, I expect students to watch all posted instructional videos from beginning to end. It is common for students to try to take shortcuts in completing assignments and bypass an important part of the learning process, which is to receive instruction. There are assignments tied to watching those videos anyhow, so it is important that you watch all videos from beginning to end. It is an important part of your learning process. Speaking of the learning process, my next expectations is that students follow the correct learning process. Instruction should be the very first piece where you are receiving information, looking at examples being worked out by another person, and basically going through the material in a passive way. Next comes practice, where the student becomes active in the learning process by trying to apply what was introduced through the instruction. In our course, it'll take the form of homework assignments. Next comes assessment, which determines how much a student has learned and retained by evaluating through quizzes and tests. Of course, once we take a quiz or a test, that's not the end of the learning process. Students are expected to review what they have missed and go back and spend some time going over the material that they struggled with. And because the learning process is cyclical, not linear, we repeat this cycle. Next, I expect students to be proactive in seeking assistance The most successful students are those who engage with resources, making use of everything that the colleges has to offer in their learning. Students who try to do it alone and try to make sense with no assistance not only have a less enjoyable learning process, but they do limit their growth. So I highly encourage students to contact me for assistance, contact the tutors that are available through our Math Emporium, as well as talk to their academic advisors at the college if they're having questions about their programs or their learning paths, and also connect with each other through Canvas. You will have access to your classmates' information. And finally, but certainly the most important, I expect students to always work honestly. Please, please, please make sure that the learning process is not disrupted by resorting to cheating of any kind, whether it be using unauthorized materials during a test, using an unauthorized calculator, having notes or other things that are not permitted, attempting to cheat during a test. All of this really negates the purpose of taking a college course, which is for your own growth, your own learning, and building skills that you will take out into the world. So please make sure that you understand that I expect you to work honestly at all times and that there are consequences for violating this expectation. Next, let's talk about what you can expect of me as your instructor. First, you can expect that I will respond to your messages within 24 hours. Many times, if you catch me while I'm actively working in the course, I can respond to you within just a few minutes, but when I am not available right away, I will make it a point to respond to all of your messages within 1 day. Next, you can expect that I can be available to you for appointments through Zoom with proper advance notice. In fact, I will have some Zoom office hours throughout the first week of class to make sure that I'm available to answer any questions as you get situated in our course. But after the first week, you can request an appointment to meet with me through Zoom. I usually will just need a little bit of advance notice so I can check my schedule. And once we have it scheduled, we can meet and either talk about any math questions you have or any other concerns you may have. Next, you can expect me to grade assignments within a reasonable amount of time and to update your grades in your MyMathLab gradebook so that you can always properly monitor your progress in the course. Even though our course will reside in Canvas, the gradebook in MyMathLab is the one that will always have all of your grades up to date. Next, you can expect that I will enforce all policies listed in our course syllabus, which includes not giving credit for later missing work, imposing penalties for academic dishonesty, and following the posted grading procedures. You can expect that I will communicate frequently with the class via Canvas announcements and either group or private messages in Canvas as appropriate. On occasion, I will send you a private message if it's something that applies only to you, but more than likely you will see communication that is sent out to the entire class. And finally, you can expect me to follow all college and departmental policies as an employee of Lake Sumter State College. I really look forward to working with you in this course, and hopefully this brief video will help you understand my role as your instructor, and I look forward to getting started with you.